Ambitious and motivated are words that describe you best. Then you're on the right place. This is Motivational Radio Friends from Paris with your host, Lonji Agoha.
That reminds me of what a quote I remember that quote very often, and I always say it. I said, there are two important days in a man's life: the day he was born and the day he discovers why. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree to that quote. I exactly really discover why you are here on earth. And that is true.
Yeah, because I believe finding one's purpose is really the true essence of living, because as soon as you find it and you begin to follow that purpose, you will survive, you would make an impact, you would affect other people's lives. I guess a lot of people spend their lives living other people's purposes, and that is why they don't succeed somehow.
You've really hit the nail. It's exactly because most people are living in the images or in the false brand of others have pursued them, or the path they've led them to become. And sometimes I say that some of the faults are from one mentors, coaches, and even parents and pastors and prophets, because they think this is the life I think you should live. Sometimes parents, if they are not able to achieve certain things, they want their children to become that thing, and that also led them to live a life to please people or please their parents or please their teachers. But I believe that their parents or teacher or mentor should always help an individual find his true purpose and guide him or her to unleash that potential within. And then we have a fulfilled life of every person who's living.
Okay, very good. So I think we've hammered enough on this branding thing. But I would like to know if, because I always like to talk to the layman on the streets, because people who have read, who are intelligent, could say maybe they can find their way somehow. They might ask questions. Now, let us assume that the layman on the street in Ghana who doesn't, or who hasn't gone to school, or who is an illiterate, or who is selling, how do you advise that kind of person to start branding himself, for example?
Key point here is this: everyone has a brand, consciously or unconsciously. I always make this example locally that maybe I don't know even where I find myself to be. Let's use a common food around bread. And if I come to your locality and ask you, I want breads, can you get me a bread seller in your area? Okay. The question I ask is, when you ask for maybe a local food vendor, maybe I use the term, I want wache. Everybody easily can point to me or direct me where I can get the food. One, the person selling the food might not even have a poster or even a name, but people can direct you to such a person to buy it. Why? Because the person is providing value. Good, maybe the food is very good. People go even in that particular food. So that indirectly has created a brand for the seller, without a name, without tagging, without name calling, anything. So if you can go through your phone list now, and I said, I need a doctor, I need a surgeon. What names in your mind quickly when those services are needed? That means that person, that has become a brand for that person. If I need a plumber, can you get me someone right away without even going to Google to search, or by just dialing your phone number? So then your name pops up, begin to pop up in every community you find yourself to be. That has indirectly helped you create a brand for you by virtue of what you can offer, the service you're creating, the value you're bringing to others.
This podcast was brought to you by the Motivational Radio France with their host, Lonji Agoha in Paris.